Ditto. We're talking about spring rolls, folks. We need them as fast as possible.
Awesome. Okay, I see that it popped up and I see some folks on there. As y'all come in, feel free, say hello, let us know that you're watching. Of course, as always, we want to be as interactive as possible. It is a class for a reason. We want to hear all of your questions, your feedback, and if you are cooking along with us, then let us know that in the comments as well. This whole Spring Roll Fresh class could not be made possible without the Meharry Wellness Club at the Center for Health Policy at Meharry Medical College. So thank you so much. We support the mission to making our communities as healthy and as well as we possibly can. And y'all, the time we spend in our kitchen is one of the biggest pieces to that puzzle. So I am excited to be here. I am more excited though because I'm not alone. Sometimes when I'm cooking on Kitchen This, I am alone. But tonight's not one of those nights. We have Sierra McKissick with us again. If you
Hi,
are
everybody.
Kitchen This family, yes. Again, it was probably one of our more watched or more viewed shows when we made quesadillas together not too long ago. They were so good. If you missed that, you need to scroll back and look for it. So tonight we have these really great veggie or meat spring rolls. It's totally up to you, but the key here is that they are done in the oven. You don't have to deep fry them. I love that because it also saves me a little bit of time. I don't have to watch something right next to the stovetop. I can put it in the oven and work on something else or work on some work. So I love that piece of it. And of course, they are healthier. So for those of y'all that weren't here on the last show when we were able to work with Sierra, I do want to tell you a little bit about her because, I never want to just bring random individuals. I always bring folks that I am blessed to know and love and just truly appreciate all that Sierra brings to the table. She is the CEO and founder of McKissick Health and Wellness. I know you have heard me speak on McKissick Health and Wellness many times before. Absolutely love it. It's a digital education company. So they specialize in addressing behavioral and spiritual health issues. So Sierra, though, as a full-time behavioral and spiritual health specialist and development coach, she helps small teams, organizations really navigate different transitions that they may be having or improving their mindset and the overall community health of the company as well as educational institutions. So I just knew it would be a perfect fit and had to bring her. We do all of this with Meharry, and I just knew the two would marry well together because that's one of my favorite HBCUs here in the Nashville area, and it just makes sense. So, okay, I talked a lot. I told y'all a lot. Hi, Sierra. Say hi to everybody.
It was perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm so honored to be back. I have to say thank you to Chef K and Kitchen This for welcoming me back to your stage one more time. And then thank you again to Meharry Wellness Club for this incredible opportunity. As Chef K told you, I'm very passionate about creating wellness systems within communities of color specifically. And so it is an honor to be with you today. And this is a special treat because I'm obsessed with spring rolls. Okay. If you could have picked a better food, I don't know how. I don't know how you could pick the better one because this is the best for me. I can literally eat them all day long. So, in good health practices, we're going to have them baked, and I'm super excited about that. And I'm looking forward to our time together today.
Yay! Okay, I love it. And Miss Carol says hi. She's going to be right back. She needs to invite some people. So yes, Miss Carol, you should do that.
Yes, get on that.
And hey, Taylor. If you're new here, or maybe you're joining as a member of the Meharry Wellness Club, feel free to say hello down in the comments so that we know you're here. I understand that everybody might not be able to make it tonight. It's the great thing about our time together. It's going to be recorded. We will post it later. So you can come back and watch it next Wednesday night or Thursday night when you decide you want to make spring rolls. You can get your fill on the cooking class and your fill on all things mental health awareness. So it's the perfect combination. Sierra, are you ready? Because we have some work ahead of us.
I am ready. I am as prepared as I could be. I am ready for your guidance and leadership. You are sensei, and I'm here to learn and
Okay,
probably drop one thing or two. So I just want to prepare everybody.
don't worry about it. Seriously, don't worry about it. Um, I love it because a lot of you cook with me at home. It's rare that you get to see someone also cooking with me. So hopefully you can see just how easy, approachable, and just readily available this recipe can be for you. I've got all veggies. Did you decide to do any meat, Sierra, or all veggies?
No, I have all veggies today too. We're
Okay.
in this.
Okay, good. I am actually going to start out with my garlic.
Okay.
It's the first thing that I'm going to prep. If you looked at the ingredient list, it was posted in the Meharry Wellness Club as well as on Kitchen This. There was cabbage and carrots that you could use. I think Sierra and I both chose to get like a bag of slaw, pre-made slaw. Yes, just a time saver. That's it. It's a time saver, and we want to save time where we can and our energy. So I've got my slaw right here already. I'm gonna mince up my garlic first. If you've been here before Kitchen This, there's so many different ways that you can get your garlic ready. You can smash the clove if you need to get the peel and that skin off. I'm just going to do that tonight. Sometimes I have a little garlic roller that I'll use. Tonight, I'm just going to do a nice real quick, just smash like that to get all of that peel off. Once I do that, I usually take the root end off.
That's my oven preheating, guys. Trying to be efficient.
What did you preheat it to?
I preheated my oven to 425.
Yes. She's on it. It's
I'm
like
going for an A, Chef K here. I'm really going for an A. If you guys haven't heard me speak before or just interacted with me, I'm very, very determined to do well. I really am. Last time, those quesadillas were incredible. So I have a standard to uphold here because I followed the instructions. Remember, Chef K, I had my measuring spoons and
she really
everything. I
did.
was really doing good. So I'm trying to stay up there, maintain my reputation.
She really did. I'm wondering, so are you already ahead of me? Is your garlic already minced?
I did. Let me tell you. So I can chit chat because I'm so good at speaking, but not good at multitasking. So I had to do one ahead of time so that I could really engage with you all. So I can say a little bit more about myself while you prep, and you can interrupt me as necessary if you want.
I love it. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a background again in behavioral and spiritual health, which means I've studied mental health and wellness. I've studied religion, and I've really dedicated my time as a scholar to understanding what really makes us tick. You know, what makes us feel like we're living a life that is holistic, that is meaningful, and that really channels our energies and our talents in ways that create change in the world. So activities like this are great ways to actually engage our full body because not only do we have to engage our mind, we have to engage our spirit as we flow through the kitchen, and we also engage our bodies as we put together things. So this is really exciting for me as a professional, but also as somebody who likes to eat. I'm gonna be very clear about that. That's my first priority. And I'll also shout out Chef K one more time because one of the things I love about her and Kitchen This is how practical everything is. I don't know about you guys, but one of the most intimidating things is when you see a picture of a dish or some incredible ensemble that people have put together and you feel like you can't recreate it. It is so discouraging. And Chef K always walks you through it. I feel like she's literally in the kitchen holding my hand every step of the way to help me achieve the most delicious dish you can possibly come up with. Those quesadillas, I go back to it again and again because I was literally on camera like drooling while eating quesadillas because they were that delicious. I wasn't ready for it. So I know that this is going to be a great meal, a great snack that you can prepare that's healthy for you and even your friends and your kids. And you can cook it again and again because now you have the skills to do it. So this is always great.
I love it. I wish I could record that. Well, good thing we did. So I can use that as a sound bite later.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. And tonight I can introduce the topic that we kind of selected to speak on. So I thought tonight it'd be kind of cool to talk about social health since we're both cooking together and we're doing this in like a digital space. It's great to talk about how we can develop support systems and adapt to the changes that we're having to make in our connections and relationships with people in our community. So this is a perfect time to talk about our social health and ways that we can be more proactive in making sure we're living balanced lives. If you don't know, social health is one of the 8 dimensions of wellness. And if you watch the quesadilla video, when we made quesadillas, we talked about the 8 dimensions of wellness. So A plus to all you guys. And then if you didn't watch that, the 8 dimensions of wellness are basically the areas of our lives that really comprise who we are as human beings. So there's your physical, your spiritual, your social, your environmental, your occupational, your financial, and all of these areas contribute to like who you are as a person and really make up how you live your life and the practices that are important to you as well as the values. So when we talk about social health, what we're actually talking about is how you develop a sense of connection, belonging, and you develop a support system that is able to really care for you and show you respect as well as kindness and all of the things that we need on a human level to cope through life's challenges. So it's great that you could talk about social health while cooking because that's actually a great activity to use to engage with other people in this very casual, informal, but also deep and meaningful way. We're able to see what some people like and what some people dislike. We're able to see what people are familiar with and what ingredients they may be less familiar with. For example, I was in the grocery store trying to find the Asian paste Chef K had on the menu, and I was like, "Oh my lord, where is this on the shelf?" Because it was in a really random place that was off to the side. So it invites you to learn something new, and it challenges you to engage in a way that you might not necessarily engage. So because we are human and social beings, social health matters because it enriches our lives, right? It's what gives it that deeper value and moves us beyond a surface level of understanding and engaging with one another. So that's social health that we're going to talk about tonight.
I love it. I took a whole bunch of nuggets away from that, so that's why I'm just excited that I can be here anyways. But and speaking on the just cooking aspect of it, I teach classes really 96% of my time, and I feel like I am better able to chat with people randomly in different places. I'm better able to engage with my family and my close friends because of like practicing that. And that's not something that I think I was always really able to excel at. So I love that you said that. It's like it's almost like you just have to practice it to be able to be comfortable with it, and then you find out, oh yeah, it benefits me. So yeah, I love that you said that.
Yeah, I mean, just being on camera often has also encouraged me to use different skill sets, right? Because it's connecting, but it's creating a connection in a different way, right? I can't necessarily see you smile as I speak, so I have to anticipate the moments of encounter that you might have as we're communicating with one another. Even though, like, sometimes 85% of that could be one-sided, right? You still feel like there's a connection between the two of us because I'm intentionally speaking about things that I know you can understand and relate to. And that's a beautiful part of what you do and what so many people have learned through using technology. It's awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I was trying to wait.
I know. I was waiting too. Hopefully you can finish me. You can finish hearing me. That's perfect.
No, I'm glad. So I think that that's a really good introduction, and especially for those folks, Meharry Wellness Club that's watching, but then anyone that is out there in the Facebook land or interwebs to be able to hear that and know that that's what we're focusing on tonight. And when you're talking about ingredients, I was going to talk about two of them because I saw someone put a comment about one. And then for me, there are two that, it can always be my greatest success. I'm in the store and I find a really big, beautiful piece of ginger, or I only find these little small, little kind of not so great little nubs of ginger. I found great ginger today. And I wanted to share with y'all that I usually peel it with my spoon. I did that. I tried to get all my prep done while Sierra was talking because she's an ace, like sous chef, and has already mise en place everything. So I'm playing catch up. But I just take my spoon and I peel it like that. That's one thing, we get these ingredients sometimes and we're like, oh, I don't know how to work with it. Or if you were to use an actual peeler, you might take away too much of the flesh of the ginger that you want. Just a spoon. That's all you need. Get all that peel off, and then you can slice it and mince it, or use like a grater to get the actual flesh of the ginger that you want. So I peeled that. I minced it. I did my green onions. Those are my other ones. We interchangeably, of course, it was longer. You saw me mincing it, but green onions, scallions, sometimes is what folks will call them. So those things are important when you're in the store too. And I don't know if your store has a dedicated section or not, Sierra, where you can find a lot of these ingredients, but international market, I know every town doesn't necessarily have it.
Yeah.
But man,
it's a love language. Yes.
Yes.
It's definitely great. Absolutely. Yeah, our grocery store kind of lumped everything in the same section. So there wasn't a ton of space to have all of the things visible. But I had a little help. There was a guy who was passing by who came specifically for the paste. So it was perfect timing. I know, perfect timing. He helped me out.
So serendipitous. Okay, so you got the paste. Someone else said something about finding the wrappers. So interchangeably, you'll sometimes see spring roll and egg roll wrappers used interchangeably in recipes. You typically think of a spring roll wrapper being a little lighter, just being a little thinner, and the egg roll wrapper being a little thicker. But if you're using egg roll wrappers, I saw that in the comments, totally fine. You're going to be able to bake them just like we will. Everything will be great. So no fret there. Again, the spring roll ones are usually just a little bit thinner when you find them in the store. And I keep those in my refrigerator. And then the other question was, how long can the ginger be stored on the counter? So I keep my ginger on the counter for maybe 2 days. After that, I put it in the fridge. If I don't use that in 2 days, it goes in the fridge. And you pretty much know if it's too old to use because it really, really dries out. It really, really dries out.
That's a good tip. And I'm thankful that you said use a spoon to remove the skin from it. Because I tried with a knife and you can end up taking off more than you need to when you use that. So that's a good tip.
Okay, I'm caught up with you. I'm slacking, man. I'm sweating. I'm over here sweating. I feel like when I was in culinary school and I'm trying to catch up to the chef. I'm behind.
Never, because I'm over here replaying everything. Did you do that? Did you do that? It's fine.
No, and you're fine. And that's a good thing too. I hope that you all were able to really hear when Sierra said, I'm cooking with you. That's every single time on Kitchen This. So if it's you and you're cooking at home and you're like, I don't know what to do next, put it in the comments. I'm right here. We won't leave your side tonight either. I saw that there's 2 folks that are definitely cooking with us. So you all let us know how it's going. We are going to turn our pan on, Sierra, and start sauteing our filling.
Okay.
I'm over a medium heat.
Okay, that's what I shot for. I haven't used my hot plate since undergrad. Wait, I probably shouldn't say that on camera since we weren't supposed to, right?
I didn't hear anything.
Okay. So I'm really excited to break it in again.
I didn't hear anything at all, but
I know.
You probably did make some delicious meals, but I can neither confirm or deny. So.
It's old news by now.
Somebody said the student challenges the teacher. Yes. I mean, it's a good thing, though, but that's how I felt. She was prepped and ready, y'all.
Let me tell you, guys, You want to talk about cracking under pressure, okay? I feel like my mouth can run a mile a minute, but my hands are a bit slow catching up.
So I let my pan heat up, and once it's got a good amount of heat in there, I add in some oil, like a teaspoon of oil, and we're going to be sauteing all of our veggies together. And it is not like a really long kind of sweating them out until they're super soft. We're just going more until we release some of the flavors, some of the aromatics, and they're just kind of tender. Ooh. And then we're going to pull them off the heat and fill our wrappers with that.
Okay. Letting that warm up. See, that's me tipping off.
And for those of y'all at home, if you're like, I don't know what medium heat is, or I don't get on the stovetop a lot at all, I'll say just enough so that when you put that oil in, it's going to kind of like shimmer across the pan or like glisten across the pan. And that's hot enough.
Okay.
It should not be smoking.
That's what I'm trying to avoid. Yes. It's like nothing worse than cooking on live with the smoke detectors going off. That would be a bad look. I'm sure it'd be a bad look.
Trust me, it's happened to me. So.
See, she always makes you feel affirmed too, guys. Isn't that the great part? Like, I can't do anything wrong because she's going to say it's okay. And that really makes me feel like it's okay. I really feel it. That actually leads me to a great point. I'm going to jump in before Chef K starts again.
Yes.
About support systems. And sometimes we think a support system has to be like a collective group of people who are all like-minded, and really you can have various support systems. When we talk about social health, it really means your ability to develop relationships and connections with people who give you life, right? Who encourage you, who support you, who also challenge you in some ways to become better or to seek out things that you wouldn't necessarily seek out on your own. So maybe it's a promotion, or maybe it's a relationship that you wouldn't necessarily go after because of all of your insecurities that you try to hide from yourself. Having a support system is similar to having a mirror held up in front of you and it reciting all of the most positive things back to you. We say a lot, don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to a friend. That's the purpose of a support system, to have a collective group of people or even one individual who's committed to thinking the best of you and challenging you to see that as well.
I love that. I agree. So my oil is really nice and hot. I'm going in with everything except my cilantro.
Okay.
I got a nice sizzle when I'm putting it in. That's how I know I'm really good to go.
All right. Everything except the cilantro?
Yeah, I'm even going to put my cabbage and carrots in there too.
Okay.
So I've got my onions, I've got my garlic, my cabbage, my carrots. It already smells heavenly.
I know. Oh my goodness. This is where I kind of zone out. That's why I had to have all my stuff ready. So I can just smell all the smells that release all the good feelings.
I feel like this is just purely the ginger and the garlic has done it for me here.
I know. Oh my goodness. Delightful.
I like what you were saying, and you made me think about like stepping out of your comfort zone or doing different things. So I feel like I'm always the one at the front of the class, just in every situation, professionally and sometimes personally. It's always at the front. So this summer, I'm supposed to be taking a hand lettering class with some friends, and that is outside of my comfort zone.
Okay.
But I'm excited about it.
Okay. It sounds exciting. And how long will the class last?
These are great questions that I need
Okay.
to find out.
Not yet. Yeah.
I think that it's like a one session type of like 2 hour
Ooh,
deal.
fun. See, and that's also an important thing to think about when you're thinking about stepping outside of your comfort zone. Like, you don't have to do things that are extra intensive, like a 2-hour class or a 30-minute session is still great. You're still getting that exposure, but it isn't overwhelming. And you can keep that in mind as you try out new things.
So if you're just joining, I saw some people hop on. We really just got started cooking because I guess we can just talk, chat forever. We have tossed all our veggies in the pan. We've got our sauce components in there. So sauce components were some type of chili paste. If you couldn't find a chili paste, you could do hot sauce. I've got soy sauce, and I've got rice vinegar that I'm about to add. These are all really good flavors that bring pack like a punch, but we don't have to sacrifice any type of health benefits. So sometimes I feel like for me, for veggies, I would always just be using like butter. Like that's what I would saute veggies in, butter. Mm-hmm. Not a bit of butter in this dish, but these veggies are going to be flavorful.
Yes, I'm in love with the smells already.
I wish I had smell-o-vision for y'all. It's not a thing yet. I don't know if it ever will be.
We hope. Because I've seen Chef K make brownies. And let me tell you, I wish I could smell them. I really did. I wished I could smell them.
It does. It smells good. Oh, and the other thing, too, I feel like with a lot of the Asian or even Asian fusion dishes that I make, you don't have to add a lot of salt. You're going to get that from your sauces that you add. And really, pepper is your choice. Like, if you want to do a pepper or a white pepper, you can. But all of these sauces are going to have enough flavor, and especially like that umami, that other flavor combination we look for, it's going to be golden.
I love it.
So mine have kind of wilted. What do you think about yours?
I think it's okay. Let me peek at yours, and then I'll have a better idea. Yeah. I think my heat could come down a little bit.
So it's like they just softened. You know, cabbage, very, very, very rigid when you first get it out of the package or when you first cut it. But now it's had an opportunity to release some of its moisture, soak up some of that sauce we put in there. You'll notice that the pan should not be very, very wet. Like the pan shouldn't be very saucy.
Nope.
If for some reason it was, I probably would kind of squeeze some of that out or drain it off. You would run into issues when you try to wrap up your spring rolls here in a second if you had too much moisture.
Okay. Good to know. But yeah, it's like just enough sauce for the amount of cabbage.
Okay. So if yours is like mine, I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat off. Okay. It's going to have some residual heat that helps wilt it a little bit. And then this is where I add in the cilantro. We're thinking fresh herbs here. So the great thing about your fresh herbs is they don't need time to like reconstitute or come back to life. They're already potent, powerful. You can just add them in right at the end.
Okay.
But if you have any dried herbs, you would want to add those in earlier. And then I just toss that together off the heat. For the folks that are cooking along at home, let us know in the comments where you're at, where you stand. We're about to get to the part where we are filling, and we don't want to leave anybody behind.
No.
Somebody in the comments said lovely outfit, and I'm going to take it that they're talking to the both of us.
Yes, because we're both fabulous. Fabulous. And in color, live and in color, as they say.
I was thinking when we first hopped on before we hit the broadcast, I was like, oh my gosh, her necklace. I was like, oh, it's just
You know
it's
what?
so cute.
I've been going for a little pop of color lately. I transitioned into like being more earth tone and neutrals, and now I'm getting back into my little pops of color here and there. So like my glasses are red, and I wear a necklace or maybe a bracelet that's a little funky, and it keeps me going. That's like my quirky side popping out.
I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. My glasses aren't red. I'm gonna call them burgundy. I guess that's what I'm gonna call them.
I know you always have the cutest little style. I love it.
They're a little deep. Thank you. I'm going to take my mixture and just put it into a small bowl. I'm actually putting it into the bowl that my cabbage originally came out of.
Okay.
This is just in an effort to kind of get the pan out of my way so that I can have a really nice clear area for rolling. Okay, I saw 2 comments. One said ready to roll and ready to fill. So,
all right.
And if y'all have not had an opportunity already, please feel free to share. There's not a lot of places where you can get a truly live and free for the community cooking class. So share with your network. They will thank you.
Yes. And thank you again, Meharry Wellness Club, for this opportunity, because it's truly incredible. You don't usually get a free experience where somebody walks you through every step and even give you immediate feedback if you're doing something wrong or if you're unsure about what you can do or use. I love that part.
I got my egg white right here. So the 3 things that we're really going to need here moving into our next step is 1, our filling, of course, and then 2, our wrappers, and then an egg white. This egg white is going to work as kind of like a glue or a way to seal that spring roll together.
Okay.
So I'm going to place everything. I kind of tried to clean off my cutting board just to have a neat spot where you all can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to grab my wrappers from up here. I tried to leave them in the package. I feel like if I open them up way too soon, they can dry out. I don't think they would have in our time here together, but just thinking about that for if you're going to have a crowd over or you're trying to do something with a crowd, they might try to dry out on you. You can always, if you open them, cover them with like a damp paper towel and it'll help out just a little bit. Okay, everybody that's rolling at home or rolling with us, you want to be in like this triangle kind of shape on your board. So you want to have a point towards you and then a point away from you. And there's a question, do you have to use the egg from a real fresh egg? No, good question. If you have like boxed egg whites, you can totally use those. And if egg whites are just not on the menu, you're trying to keep it purely vegan, you can use water with like a little bit of flour, and that'll make a little bit of kind of like a paste almost. Like smallest bit of water and flour, make it into like what would remind you of glue, and then you can use that to seal. Good questions. I always see I gotta look down there more because y'all have good questions and I don't want to get to them.
No. Like we're gonna eat all the replays.
Here we go. So I've got it more diamond shape and I am going to be filling right down here. I'll put some of my filling in so that you can see about how much. So about right here. And then as we're doing the rolling, I'm going to talk about some other filling options. And then I'm going to tell you about how it all goes into the oven. I'm going to let Sierra take it away because I'm excited to hear what she has to say tonight.
Okay. I love that I get to concentrate and then talk. That's my favorite part.
Don't even. Don't. It's you would be awesome if I tried to make you talk while doing this. I've got it filled right here. Sierra has hers the exact same way. I love that I can see it at home. Trying to be in the same fashion. You've got this diamond shape away from you, and you left this little bit of empty space here, and we're gonna pull that right up.
Okay.
You're gonna pull it all the way up, and it's gonna go over that filling.
Okay.
Nice. Looks good. I'm sure at home it's looking great as well. And now we are actually going to take these sides and come in. It really reminds me, y'all, when I first see it, of like an envelope.
Oh, I have faith in myself. Yes. See, this is why we need Chef K. Yes, I can.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be similar to wrapping presents, and I'm really not good at that one. This one I can do. All right. I love it. Come on, guys at home. You can do it. Look, now I'm your cheerleader. Like, you got it.
Now that you got it. See, this is the best part. Wait till you make your third one. I'm going to have to sit down. Now that you've got it, and it's like this envelope, I try and take these two side pieces and pull them in just a little bit. And I will bring mine around so that you can really see what it looks like from my view.
Okay. Those end pieces. Mine are tucked. Yeah.
Just tucked in on the side, because now we're going to start rolling up. Now you do want to make sure that you take care to hold it nice and tight. Nice and tight. I'm rolling here. Now I've got my last little piece. This is where I'm going to use my glue. So I rolled up till right here. And now I'm going to use my glue. I'll even turn it and leave it this way so that you all can see it.
You know what?
A little egg white here.
I'm going to grab another spoon. A little fork.
A little egg white here. Don't worry, I won't fold it until you do.
I know that looked messy, but it actually really worked, guys. You make it work.
It looked delicious. Somebody said back in the day he made crepes. Got this from a street vendor in the Philippines. Okay, it sounds delicious.
Oh. All right.
Okay, and now you just roll up the rest of the way, making sure that you stay really nice and tight. And ma'am, that is your first spring roll.
Yay! Confetti pop, everybody. We did it. And it's so cute.
It's super cute.
It's so cute. It looks delicious already. Yes. I did a good job. I'm really proud. We did great, Chef K.
You did an amazing job. I believe that you can do it again.
Yes. Just walk us through it one more time. Just one more time.
Okay, I got you. Somebody said this smells great. I know, y'all.
I'm telling you.
Okay, for me, it's about 2 spoonfuls. If I had to give you an exact measurement of what that is, I'd say it's probably about 2 tablespoons if you are someone that needs to use.
Oh my goodness. I can just imagine what this tastes like.
Oh, yes. And, you know, it's fresh. This is also a recipe I think works really well with kids. So if this is like an assembly line type of thing, where you got one person filling and then somebody else is doing the folding, somebody else does the gluing, works well. Okay, so we filled it. We're going to fold up just until that little bottom of the triangle kind of covers that filling. And then we come in, kind of trying to make it look like an envelope.
Yes, that's the part. Okay. Excited.
So both those sides, I don't know why, I do like the right side in first and then the left side in. And then now once I've got the envelope, I take those sides and I fold them in just a little bit more. It kind of helps me to get this really nice shape and not too much overlap.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to roll up, keeping it nice and tight.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets to that very end, I'm thinking, y'all, I probably have like 1.5 inches left right here. That's when I start doing my sealing. Right at the tip of that triangle, and then right down along the sides. You can tell I've done this too many times because I just use my finger, and Sierra's very, very efficient with a tool.
Listen.
I need to be like you.
No, I actually needed to buy a new brush. A new like pastry brush. I hadn't bought one. I was like, oh man, that would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. This is like the perfect appetizer for a party at your house. Low cost. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, we're going for...
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, when you said low cost, a couple of weeks ago, we did a class just specifically towards shopping and trying to, make that and your wealth.
Yes.
This is one of those that you could get from one of those retailers or even order from online. And you're right, make great appetizers for a crowd.
Or a party of one or two, If you're me.
Don't let me try to fool you. It's party of one.
Girl, I'm like, this is...
I take stuff to work though.
See? The best coworker. We'll hit on that later because that's a part of social health. Having coworkers who support you and encourage you and feed you.
Okay, those look good. Yes, you got the folding, so you got the envelope. Check.
I do. I'm tucking my corners to get it nice and tight. Now we're rolling. This one was a bit shorter.
So somebody put in the comments that this is really relaxing, and I agree.
Yes.
Super relaxing. Maybe spring roll yoga should be a thing. I don't know.
Chef K, you're starting some dangerous talk over there. Let me tell you.
Spring roll yoga.
I can see myself now. We say om when we bite, right? That's how it's going to work. I'm with it.
Yes.
We can switch it with yum. This is dangerous. And I'm just going to make as many as I have slaw for, like the filling for.
Yeah.
Okay.
The great thing about these is that, so our filling, we put it in another bowl so that it could kind of cool a little bit. We were both using hot plates, which the great thing about those is that you are able to kind of get rid of the heat almost instantaneously. Okay. So our mixture cooled down. We're working with a cooler mixture. And say you didn't want to prepare these immediately, let them cool completely. And you could put them in the freezer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They freeze great like this uncooked for like 3 months.
3 months?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I would have never guessed that long. Okay.
Yep. Long as you let them cool. A lot of times when we run into stuff going bad in our freezer because we didn't let it cool. So then that condensation starts to come off once we packaged it, and that's what makes that kind of freezer burnt looking ice crystal kind of deal.
Good to know.
So as long as you let it cool, you're usually good to go.
Oh, so that's the trick. Okay.
Jeremy says looks great.
All right.
She's working the magic, Jeremy.
Listen, I had a good teacher. I'm just so proud. I'm so proud.
Thank you so much. Let's see. Wellness, health, and spring rolls are a great trio.
There you go.
I
There
didn't
you
know that
go.
we're really around our people.
Yes.
I've always found my circle online with kitchen this.
Everybody who loves spring rolls, like we need a group. Wealth and spring rolls. Well, wellness and spring rolls. We got it. Oh, I like that. Wait, wealth, wellness, and spring rolls? That could be a thing. Somebody trademark that. Go for it.
Jeremy says I second this. Yes,
See?
second it.
And now that we all know how to cook them, we can swap out who brings them to each meeting. This is perfect. Everybody gets a turn. I'm excited. All right, I'm down to my last one here.
Yay, perfect timing. So that you all know, we will go into the oven and we'll set a timer for 13 minutes. We've had our ovens preheating. Once we get them on the sheet pan, we're going to brush them with a little bit of oil. You can use vegetable oil or olive oil, like vegetable canola oil or olive oil. Once they're brushed, we go into the oven. We set that timer for 13 minutes. And at the 13-minute mark, we're actually going to pull them out and flip them over, brush them again, and leave them for just about 7 minutes. So during that oven time, I really hope that you all can soak up all of the goodness that Sierra has to bring to the table and ask questions. I know I'm going to ask some, so you all feel free.
Yeah. This is our time. Anything's on the table. I'm excited.
It'll be good. My job is to monitor the comments, so I got less stress.
And chime in as needed.
I'm not usually the moderator.
You get to breathe this time. Isn't that awesome?
Let's see, how many did I? 2, 4, 6, I made 7. So one of them somewhere I probably filled up a little bit too much.
Yeah, I made 5 because I think I was being modest with my slaw when I added it in. I could have gone bigger, but I was playing small.
I do it too. Okay, I'm gonna line these up, y'all. 425-degree oven. Trying to get them so that they don't touch.
Gotcha.
Try and get my spacing right. And then I just give them a nice brush. So Sierra was talking about a pastry brush. I do try and use a pastry brush. If you don't have one, show you a little hack. You can take a piece of a paper towel, try to make sure it doesn't have any fibers or anything coming off on it, and dip that down into your oil, just like this. And you can use that to brush on almost similar fashion that a pastry brush would do. I use that in a pinch. Sometimes I think I've almost gotten my parents' kitchen fitted with all the tools that I like, but sometimes I've forgotten something when I go home.
Yeah.
For the holidays, so
you have to make do. I like it.
Do that, and then of course you got your brush. We're brushing them so that it helps to get that golden brown goodness. A very light brush on them. They don't have to be soaked.
And you want to get the sides?
Yeah, get on the sides as you can.
Okay.
I'm telling y'all, she's an A+ student. I also did go to school with Sierra, so I do know that she is an A+ student.
I try. It's worth the effort. The effort is what's most important. You just try.
It is.
Right.
And birds of a feather. So y'all that know me know that I need to high
Yes.
achieving individuals.
Community. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
We rise together.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got mine. What do you think? How do yours look?
Great. I love
Okay.
yours. Yes. The symmetry. I love it. I've got
I'm
my
loving yours.
5 and we're ready to bake. I know. That's what I see right off the bat. I'm like, that's a chef right there. Those are symmetrical. I like it. All the same size.
Go in the oven. I've got in the oven. My timer is set for 13 minutes, y'all. Now this is the part that I have been personally waiting for. Sarah, take it away. You let me know if you need anything. I will not try to cut in until I have a bubbling, burning question. And
No, you know how. Yes. And put them in the chat. Put them in the comment section so she can read them. You know, I love casual, informal, free-flowing conversation. That's how I vibe. So you're all welcome to chime in as necessary. Um, where do we begin? As we continue talking about support systems and adaptability, I know a question I get a lot is people who are introverted, right? They question whether or not it's a bad thing that they like their alone time, whether it's a bad thing that they enjoy being alone. And so I love to engage them because sometimes we think simply because we're introverted, we have to be alone. And there's really a balance that goes to it. Sometimes you can energize by being around other people, and sometimes you can energize by having that alone time, that solitude. The difference that you want to pay attention to is loneliness versus being alone, right? Because those are two very different things. To be alone is by choice, and it's you choosing that for a select period of time, versus loneliness is when you desire companionship, you desire to be around other people and to be social, and yet there's an absence there, right? There's some lack, and you find yourself being distressed or depressed as a result of not having that connection. So you want to check in with yourself. I tell them a great way to find out if your introvertedness is getting the best of you and kind of interfering with you living a healthy life is to say, was I lonely yesterday? Am I lonely right now? And just check in with yourself and how you're feeling and what you're thinking. Also check in with your friends and your loved ones. If they say, I haven't seen you in a while, I feel like we're losing our connection with one another. I feel like you aren't listening to me and you aren't present with me. Then you can realize, like, I need to improve. I need to reach out more. I need to encourage myself to step outside what I might have called my comfort zone, even when it's not necessarily what I need in order to function. Because sometimes you need that solitude in order to recharge and rejuvenate your spirit, but other times we can live into that in ways that are unhealthy. So simply checking in with yourself and checking in with your circle, your inner circle, your friends, and asking them, like, do you feel connected to me? Do you feel like we have a good line of communication between one another? And if they say no, work on it. It's a great way to distinguish whether or not your introvertedness is getting the best of your social relationships. Excuse me. Yeah. And that's something you can keep in mind. Because I'm an introvert too. I have to take my alone time, but then I know when I need to check in with people, when I need that human contact. I need to see somebody and be able to touch and feel and connect in other ways. It's really important. How about you, Chef K? Do you have a need for community consistently, or do you enjoy some solitude?
Solitude. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of just thinking the same thing of what you were saying, that there were times when I'll use quarantine. I could hear people talk about, oh my gosh, I can't be in the house. I need to go out. I need to do this. And I would be just enjoying a day by
Yeah.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. So
And that's real.
I'm going to take heed to that, because I do have to be better about knowing then when, like, to just shoot a text message, you know, like to just check in or place a phone call and be like, I'm still here. I know you haven't heard from me in a while, but I am still here.
Right. I'm doing okay. Yeah. And just
Mhm.
checking in with people sometimes can feel that space that you feel between you and them. And
Mhm.
it's okay to also acknowledge that space and say, I don't have the energy right now, right? It's a matter of knowing what you're capable of in that moment and actually scheduling your life around that, kind of organizing your
Yes.
relationship so you know the people who you need to kind of check in with more consistently and the people you can like have some space from without them feeling like it's a personal attack on your relationship with them. So there's a
Yes.
lot of balance. Yeah, there's a lot of both in. Your mother probably not the one you want to go too long without talking to, whereas a friend is more flexible and they can allow for some time and space between the two of you without it becoming a problem.
Did you know my mom was watching? Is that why you said that?
No, no, but hi, mom. I'm speaking from experience. I've gotten that hello, it's your mother voicemail. You get it and you're like, yep, I need to check in. And some friends need you in longer seasons than other friends. And so being sensitive towards that too, like sometimes a friend can go through a season of loss. And so they've lost that support system. They've lost um that sense of connectedness that really sustained them. And so maybe they're pulling on you more. And sometimes you even have to set boundaries with that because maybe you can't be the friend that answers the 2 a.m. phone call, but you can be the friend that goes to lunch with them to fill the space of the person who passed away, who they used to go to lunch with. It's a balancing act, but it's one that you can do, and it's good for you to try to do it as a part of your health. And sometimes we don't even realize how impactful our social health is on our lives, but quarantine really raised the curtain on that one and made us acknowledge like we really are human beings who thrive in social relationships. We need that sense of connection. And hopefully, as we re enter into our normal way of living or recreate our normal way of living, we're able to prioritize that in a healthier way.
Mhm.
I vote
Now,
yes.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Somebody said the military has a way of making introverts convert to be like in an extroverted manner. So
Yeah, agreed. I would say any structured institution, right, has a way of encouraging is the word I'll say. Some might agree with force, but I think any institution has a way of encouraging you to adapt to their way of doing things. And I think the military is a great example of that. Some people will say higher education is a great example of that. The entertainment industry is a great example of that. You would be surprised how many actors are really introverts and yet they're in this field, this marketplace where they thrive based off of their ability to perform. So even as you acknowledge the fact that you have to perform in certain moments, you can also schedule that downtime like we talked about before. Know your limits and don't push yourself past that. Give yourself grace to step back and say, okay, I had to check in all week at 6 o'clock on Thursday. It's my time, my time to unplug, my time to unwind. I don't know what branch you're in or what your schedule is like, but I hope that you can find ways to have that moment of solitude and peace, create those moments. I was talking on a podcast earlier today, and we were discussing how sometimes we believe peace is something we have to find. And we actually popularized that as a thought process. Like you have to find peace, you have to search it out. But truly, peace is something we create. It's something we decide to have within ourselves and decide to exude around us and create around us. And even sometimes create with other people, right? When we have a moment of silence, it's a moment of peace. We take a moment to pray. It's a moment of peace. When we just go for a walk in the park, it's a moment of peace that we created. So take advantage of those opportunities to create those moments as well. And as you look for ways to connect with other people, this is a great opportunity. Like I get to connect with you as you tell me about your experience through cooking classes, through art classes, fitness classes are even a great way to connect with other people. I love getting to see Chef K, right? I get rejuvenated by our ability to flow back and forth with one another. I know I hurt her. I'm like her biggest fan after her mom.
no, you're exactly right. It is. I echo it, and I think sometimes I guess it's unconsciously kind of not knowing that is what I was thirsting for, or like that is what I needed. So then just finding the right situation or the right person to go on a walk with, or just anything like that. And it makes it better. Like it can have a turnaround on like my mood or the way my week was going, whether it's taking that moment to myself or like, can you go for a walk tomorrow or the day after? And so yeah, I do. And I relish my chats with Sierra. I won't go in depth or anything, but I really do. So I hope y'all are soaking it up, because this is like her all the time. So it's so beneficial, and I feel so lucky to know her personally. And again, like for her to come here, because it's like you just get your fill. Like you didn't even know that's what you needed. So I'm glad. Somebody says that they used to bring in things to work for their coworkers. And I know you mentioned that earlier when I was talking about, all right, I'll just bring something to work. And everyone would roll their own spring rolls as a social activity, and it would increase their social activity and sometimes worked as an icebreaker. So I love that.
Oh my goodness. Wait, where do you work? Can I come? Like, can you invite me, please?
Are y'all hiring?
Yes. And I'll just stand in the corner too, baby.
That is good. I love that one. And then someone else said that the conversation is so interesting. So much of my work is sitting alone, reading and writing. Periodically, there's opportunity for collaboration, but so much of it is solo and quiet work. So I'm mostly introverted, but I find that this working environment is consistent with my social preferences. But I always have to remind myself here and there to not forget to connect with others. That is so real. And thank you for sharing and for saying that.
Thank you. Yeah. And to that point about that solo work, I'm a writer as well. And so sometimes you can get so engrossed into your process, into what you're creating. You also get connected to the characters, right, that you're writing about, or the content that you're creating, that you can feel like it's almost a life in itself. But there's balance to it as well. So even getting up for a writing break or a creating break and going for that walk for an hour is great. Some people will say, well, do online groups count? Does it count when I'm in a Facebook group and we communicate? And I say yes, but there's like a both and to that point. You also need physical people, right? You need someone in your local community who can be your 911 call, right? Say you're having a rough day and you're like, I need a 911 moment. Let me call up so-and-so. Like, you want to have a balanced relationship where there are people online who you can connect with and relate to, and you feel energized by that energy. But there's also a physical being that you can connect with as well. And allow that to look like anything. Sometimes it's a friend from the third grade. Sometimes it's a coworker who just happens to knit too, Release yourself from any limitations in regards to who that person could be.
I love it. And it's just you're saying that, I guess, and it's echoing and kind of mirroring. He said, I spoke with a person yesterday who told me she missed having lunch with a recently deceased person that was very close to me, and it was an eye-opener. And yeah, I can only imagine, because I guess on the opposite side of, you've kind of said you're naturally introverted. I am. Jeremy said that some other people, if there are some people that they always, let me turn that timer off, they're always used to being around someone. I personally can't imagine that flip of the switch to now not being around that person. So
Right. It's a transition, and you can check in with yourself, because sometimes you'll want to fill that space, and sometimes you'll just want to sit with that space, and it's okay to miss them. It's okay to sit with the feelings of missing them. That's part of the process of life, right? We remember through our loss, right? We remember through that feeling of grief. It's also a part of our healing and a part of our moving forward with our lives. If you don't want to get rid of the good memories, then you definitely have to sit with the moments that also make us a bit uncomfortable. And that's okay. It's okay to live through those moments just as much as you live through the happy memories that you have of that person.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love that you said that. I'm gonna pull mine out and flip them over. I did want to say, like, I guess on where I was thinking that we talked about these different ways or how, you know, you can socialize or be social, but what do you think are just some other ways that you can meet people? I feel like that is something that I know I struggle with. That was before COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so there are a lot of ways that we are used to meeting people we can't necessarily do right now, right? Like we can't necessarily go to the gym without practicing COVID safe measures. And I agree with that. I want everyone to be okay with applying their normal routines through the lens of being COVID safe. That's worthwhile. We need to continue that. But there are also ways that we didn't realize before, such as reading groups. So book clubs, if you could try a book club that you've never thought of joining before, that's a good way to get engaged. There's also an app called Meetup, or it's called Meet. I can't remember. I think it's called Meet. And I used to use this app when I lived in Nashville because I had some friends who were local, but then they ended up moving away. And so I found myself like needing that social connection to hang out with people who were kind of interested in some of the things that I was interested in. And of course, a foodie group popped up on the timeline, and you can totally engage with people who like to eat good food. And Nashville is a great city for people who like to eat good food. You can definitely get into trouble with that one. But hanging out with people who enjoy the same movies, if you're into sci-fi, if you're into knitting, I was in a sewing club when I was at work, and it was actually a club that met during our lunch break, and we sewed pillowcases. I think I created a duster in that group. You know, there are so many ways that you can, again, step outside of your comfort zone to connect with people in a meaningful way. Like going for a walk at the park, sitting at the park. Sometimes when we think of going to the park, we think of doing instead of just being. And so if you have ever sat on a park bench, you'll see somebody might come and sit down next to you, as long as they're 6 feet apart now. But sitting down next to you and striking up a conversation, feeling confident and comfortable with saying hello and creating small talk with somebody is an important aspect to try out too. Sometimes we think we have to go deep fast, and sometimes we can just stay on the surface level with other people until we feel comfortable enough to have deeper conversations and open up in more meaningful ways. It's okay to have both. But yeah, definitely try new things. Social media is a great way to engage with people who are outside of your immediate circle, but also doing things like going to the library. That's a great place. Lots of people still hang out at the library. There are tons of options. If you have kids, join a group for parents. There are tons of things. If you go to your kids' events, there are other parents there. Start connecting. Start having conversations with them. What are some ideas you have, Chef K?
Well, I guess I always look at it from the standpoint of work for me is an initial place. And sometimes I can struggle with the fact that the conversations can always be geared towards the workplace, or you like circle back around to talking about the workplace. So as long as we can, like, you know, steer away from that, that's good, because most of the times if we work in the same place, we may have something small in common. You know, there's somehow we have something in common if we work in the same place. And then I also really think that I've done a better job at, like you were mentioning, social media. I've done a better job with online, just connecting with like-minded individuals, whether it resulted from liking a post to following a page and then really reading what they were posting and engaging more in direct messages, or, you know, just in commenting. And so that's been good. I haven't branched out. I haven't gone to the library. I guess I need to go to the library.
Right? I mean, and it's so odd how you can meet people. Sometimes you can meet people in the grocery store, right? You have a certain amount of things in your basket, and they're like, what are you making tonight? You know? And that strikes up a conversation that says, you can watch my cooking classes on Thursday nights. And you can open up the conversation in so many ways as a result of just walking past somebody in a place that you already go to. I always try to encourage people to continue your regular routine, but challenge yourself to do it in a different way. So even if you go to the same places, but you usually don't talk to someone in those places, try talking to someone. Try having a conversation with the cashier that's longer than you're short on my change, like going out of your way to have longer conversations with just about anybody. I've struck up conversations with people who oversee the parking garage, people who are just taking the same walk to work as me. It's a really interesting life that we live, and I don't think we always realize how interesting it is.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And I think I'm getting outside more. Another thing that I know has happened a lot for me personally with moving a lot is there's sometimes like a person or a family or something, and they're like, hey, you should meet up with such and such because they really like hand lettering. I'm using that as an example because I'm about to be a professional calligrapher after this class. But
pro tip.
So that's been good too. Like when people will almost like recommend, like, it's a blind date except for friendship. Like,
right.
And like, oh, you all might get along. So I'm looking forward to that again. I think because of COVID, that kind of slowed down and people weren't encouraging a lot of hanging out, but I am looking forward to that because you make connections. You've obviously got this middle person in common. So it kind of helps, I think.
Yeah, and that's a great way to look at it. Like it's a blind date, but it's friendships, that you're building. And so you walk into that with the expectation of, I won't know everything about this person, and we're going to have awkward moments, and that's okay, right? If we can get outside of our heads and remind ourselves that it's okay to have awkward moments, it's okay to make mistakes while cooking, so it's okay to have awkward moments in your relationships with other people and when you're trying out something new. You'll find that you have a completely different outlook on life, and that's a good thing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna recap. Sierra's still gonna chat for a little bit. I want to let y'all know that just hopped on. Our spring rolls are in the oven. They looked great. Sierra, how did yours look?
Mine looked good. I might have had a little bit of juice, extra juice, but I think we're doing good.
No worries. But when you turn them over, they should have a little bit of a crisp, like golden brown on that other side.
Yes.
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 So somebody put a joke. Y'all don't know. So I really tell y'all that I try to only bring folks that I know and I appreciate them. Y'all don't know this about Sierra, but like she really likes a joke.
I do. Do you see how excited I got when you said you have a joke like slid back in here, like tell me the joke?
We're the same. It's hilarious. Like I have my students telling jokes like in class. So we're doing final presentations and they have to tell a joke before they start their presentation. And I hope that it like loosens up the whole room kind of and makes them less nervous. So I have one that I heard today, but somebody just put one in the comments. And, okay, so it says,
I'm so excited.
It says, is checking out the celery in another person's cart almost like stalking? Okay. I knew it's hilarious because I knew how much she was going to enjoy it and I couldn't wait to say it.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. First off, that is a witty person. I love it. I love it. That takes commitment. That's a good one. Okay.
We have the best community.
The best viewers. Bravo. That was great.
I had to tell you. I had to tell you that one. Stephanie says, "Hey, ladies." Yes, that's Steph. You know Stephanie. And where can you find the class list and time? So on the page, and I'll send you a message too. But yeah, on the page, all the class lists and times because we'll be cooking together again and chatting in June.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm
looking forward to it. I know. We always have a good time. I love it. It never feels like work. I wake up and I'm like, it's exciting. This is an exciting day.
So we've got a little bit of time left on our spring rolls in the oven. We both went with a kind of like
Vegetable option.
vegetable spring roll and a really nice sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but so the other joke that my student told today, and then hopefully I'll leave it alone because y'all need to hear all the good things Sarah has to say. But she
balance.
said,
we talked about balance. This is our balance.
Yes, this is our good. I mean, my cheeks are probably gonna hurt by the end of tonight.
I know, because I'm still smiling off the celery one. You see, I haven't stopped.
She said, what will be? She said, do we call a seagull because it flies over the sea? And everybody was like, no, that's just his name. And she said, well, I think we call it a seagull because it flies over the sea. But if that were the case, if something was flying over the Chesapeake, then we would have to call it a bagel. And I don't think that I did it justice just now, but the fact that she said bagel.
Because Chesapeake Bay, like the goal, she took the goal. She's witty too. I give her points. Yeah, I love a good joke, man.
That.
Yes, good job. That would earn you an A. I promise you. In my class, it would. That's always. And some people, I actually have. I'll tell you why. So our whole family now kind of enjoys the whole knock knock joke game because my nieces and nephew get such a kick out of it. And so as the adults, kids think they're brilliant when they come up with a good knock knock joke. And so you have to kind of encourage them to keep going with it. So they come up with the funniest jokes. Oh my gosh. I think the last joke we heard, my niece said, "Where are pencils from?" Pennsylvania. It's like just corny enough to be hilarious.
I love it. See, that's just a little bit of break from the monotony of the week that I needed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just a little brain teaser. We love it.
Yes. Okay. And we have some witty people that are on here that love the jokes too. So yeah, y'all come back next time.
Yes. And bring your best joke. That can be our icebreaker. You have to bring your best joke. Because I butchered the last one I told Kaya. Chef can't remember. I butchered that joke. I told the punchline first. I was so upset with myself. I was so upset.
I wasn't even gonna say anything.
I mean, it's pretty much at the forefront of my mind all the time. Now I'm like, don't tell that joke like that one time. When you messed it up. It's like when you drop your ice cream scoop off of your ice cream cone and you're just like, man, really? Did that really happen? It did. It did, my friend. Yeah, I fumbled it. Yep. But as we continue talking about social health, it's great to laugh with one another, definitely. And understand that that's also a part of our relationships. That's what makes it go round. So we need to have moments of pure joy with one another because it's life-giving. It heals us in ways that we don't even realize. I know some people are like, well, how does not having meaningful relationships with other people impact my life? How is it affecting my health? And there are plenty of ways. You can get inflammation, you can have heart disease, you can struggle with anxiety, you can have a higher blood pressure because you're holding all of these experiences within yourself. You're holding all of these moments that are meant to be shared within yourself. And so once you've connected with other people and you find that sense of connection and belonging and meaningful relationship, you're able to unload all of these things that you've been carrying on your own. And that unloading process is awesome. I think anybody who's ever been tense after a long day, just getting home, walking through the door, sometimes just pulling into the driveway releases the tension from your body. Your shoulders relax, you're able to take a deep breath, and you feel a sense of release. And that's the same thing that happens within our relationships with one another. Like, I'll finish this live with you guys, and because we've shared in this moment together, I can sleep better tonight. I can
Mhm.
feel like my day had meaning. I can feel more excited and enthusiastic about starting tomorrow because today I shared with someone, I connected with someone, and we did something meaningful. And so, understanding how one area of your health is affected by all the rest of the areas of your health
Yes.
is important because it makes you live a healthier life. It helps you live well. And that's an awesome thing that we want for you all.
Yes. I mean, you summed everything up. And somebody, I feel like the takeaway of the night, they're quoting you, we need to have moments of pure joy with one another. Facts.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, I like that. And it's that connection. I
Mhm.
haven't been able to see Sierra in years. Literally.
I
Not
know.
that old, but years.
Yes.
Um,
And you couldn't tell us that because if we got together, it'd be just like this, you know? And that's a beautiful thing when you can keep that rhythm with someone, even though you've been absent from one another for a while. That's a good thing.
mhm. I'm
And
so
you can always
I'm
build on the relationships. You can build on relationships that are
yes.
old that you haven't connected with in a long time. It's okay to return back and say, hey, what's left here? What do we have to build on? And build on it. That's a good thing.
Mhm. No, I love it. This has been such a rewarding night. I mean, I know typically at the end of my lives and at the end of really any cooking class, it's almost like the reward of like, I can't wait to see your face when you see your spring rolls. That's a thing for me, just as a chef instructor. It
I'm like
like
peeking. I
it
keep
brings
peeking. Do you?
yes, you should peak. It brings me joy. But then in this chat, it's an awesome feeling at the end of it. Even if something had gone awry or like we had something that was like, oh, this is not turning out good,
I
we had
know.
a
Let
good
me check.
time.
Yes.
No pressure.
Like, it's like this oven might work against me today now that you mentioned it.
We
You
had a
want it
good
to be great.
time.
We did. And we feel better. We feel better. Even if you don't realize it yet, you definitely feel better by engaging and connecting with other people. It's kind of one of those things where I don't know if you're religious and they say you'll get it in the parking lot or you'll get it on your way home. This is one of those moments where it might not feel like it as you're doing it, but later you'll reconsider all the things that you did and what you talked about, and you'll play this scene over and over again, and you'll realize that it was something that was really life giving. So thank you
Yeah,
for being here. In short,
that's
you
literally
guys
it.
make
And
the moment.
I hope that just like kind of Sierra said, I don't know if it's not in the parking lot, but if it's on the couch later on tonight, maybe it's not until you are in the car driving to work tomorrow. If something like sparks inside of you and it's about this dish or about this chat that we had, you can come back to the live and chat with us. We would
Comment.
love that.
Yeah.
Yes, comments. You can always share this with someone. And I also wanted you all to know that more than anything, Sierra's information is down below. It's like over there somewhere. So if you
Mm-hmm.
are not already following McKissick Health, yes, it's like right below her. You should. I put the Instagram on there as well as the website. I feel like the website is just a nice little hub that then it can take you
Get to
to
everything.
wherever. I know that on the Instagram, the website and all the information is on there. Y'all, don't skip it, especially if you hung in there with us for even 40 minutes of the show, because I know we've spent an hour and a half together. I feel like I just
Oh,
clicked the
really?
live button.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
serious.
Yes. Time flies. This
Yeah,
was
I feel like
awesome.
I just clicked I feel like I was just saying like, okay, you ready? I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. Okay, let's go live. So, but no,
Exactly.
if you want to follow up and if you want to connect with us, then please do so. All of those links, they're right down over there. I cannot say thank you enough to you, Sierra. I'm waiting to see what these spring rolls are looking like. I know some folks may have to go, so I want to make sure that I thank you properly and thank the Meharry Wellness Club at the Center for Health Policy at Meharry Medical College properly.
Thank you so much, Meharry Wellness Club. I truly appreciate you allowing me to team up with Chef K to do this awesome event. I mean, I hope you guys are excited and enjoying this because I'm eyeing these egg rolls. I'm going to just be very clear. I'm going to eat them. I'm going to eat them. And I'm going to try to share one, but I'm going to eat them. I can assure you.
Somebody said tonight's show was entertaining and enlightening. Oh, that means so much. Thank you.
Yay.
And now I'm about to taste my spring roll. Yes, thank you.
We're all excited. Look, I'm putting mine on the plate, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I hope they make it. I hope they make it.
You gotta at least get us a nice picture. Let me tell you, and then just to sing more praises, like the food photos that Sierra takes. Man, oh man.
Oh, stop.
I'm trying to set my game up right here.
Listen, you know what? I got a little cilantro left. I'm going to do a little garnish for you. I feel like I need a little soy sauce to dip or some kind of sauce to dip.
Yes, so you can do a soy sauce. I've got a sweet chili sauce. Sometimes if you want to just bring something together really quickly, I'll do soy sauce, a little bit of sugar, and a little rice wine vinegar. That makes a great sauce for me. But I've got a sweet chili sauce. I got the mayploy tonight. It is a dipping sauce, Jeremy. I love mayploy. I put it on salmon and then throw it in the oven, anything. So that's what I've got right there. I tried to. See, I think I went too fancy.
What'd you do? Tell us.
I think my plate is too much.
No, I'm loving it. I see the color. Look, I'm having like this. They don't want to stack because they want me to eat one. I think that's the problem. They're like, don't stack us, just eat us. And I'm like, okay, guys, let's get eating.
Can't let it fall. I stacked them. I don't know.
Oh my goodness!
Tend to go too.
Yes. Y'all are great. I just love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of.
Sierra doesn't want you all to know it, but she is a budding chef, and she does not bake that much. I'm saying this.
I do not
on purpose.
I know, so you can't see my face.
I hope she can't. I hope she can't hear me because the next time we meet, we are going to be baking. So.
Oh no! Don't do that to me, Chef. Chef, please no.
We are going to be baking. It's going to be spending time together baking. Sierra's going to step out of her comfort zone like she told us to do tonight.
Oh, Chef, don't play me with my own words. Please stop. Did you do that smoothly too? Like, please don't do that. Please don't. Don't play me. It's true, guys. So let me tell you why. Baking requires a certain level of attentiveness to measuring that I have not mastered yet. And so I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna push myself. I'm gonna step outside of my comfort zone. I'm also gonna show you I plated them. Can you tell?
Sierra, those look so good.
They did a nice little browning effect.
They look so good.
I need to take a picture before I start eating it so that you know it exists.
Restraint.
And they're veggie, so I feel better about it. I feel better.
Yay!
How about you guys who are cooking at home? How did it turn out? Did they let us know?
Yeah, let us know in the comments how yours turned out. I know there were 2 folks that were cooking along. If you watch the replay and you decide to cook with us, hop down in the comments. You can always post a photo. We would love to see it. I have to show restraint so that I can take a photo. and then dig in. But see, I think I have enough for one extra that I can kind of.
See, you were smart. You were thinking ahead.
I think I have enough for one extra because I want to see. I want to see if the crunch factor is there. Oh yeah, I can hear it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's there. Let me
Trying
see
to
if
get-
Let me see if I try and be quiet. Let me see. Okay. Yes.
Oh my goodness,
Those
it sounds
look so
delicious.
good. Oh, they look good. Yep.
So we're making this all the time, but with restraint, moderation, you know.
Yep. Pretty much.
All the things. Okay, guys,
Yes,
I'm
they
done.
said
That's
it's
all the
delicious.
photography you're going to get. That's all the photography you're going to get. I'm going to have to dig in here. We're just going to grab this little guy.
That's fine. Just share it with us.
Do you guys see my mouth drooling like it's open already? Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. First off, I have to take in the smell first. It smells delicious.
It's good.
Unbelievable. We made this?
Yeah, you did that.
Oh, my goodness. Delicious. Thank you, Chef K. I'm a believer. We can do anything, guys. This is why relationships are important. Oh my goodness, I'm getting that.
These are so good. I cannot say thank you a million times enough. I'm excited for June. I'll chat with Sierra. If she really wants to bake, we'll bake. If not, whatever we make is going to be delicious.
I'm up for the challenge. Just go
Good.
easy on me, beginner. I've seen you bake. I need a beginner's lesson.
Good. I got you. Wink, 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 wink.
Okay.
I got you. But y'all, this has been another amazing episode of Kitchen This. Could not have done it without our host, Sierra. Tune in. We cook live once a week. And like I said, all of Sierra's info is right down over there, over yonder. Instagram at McKissick Health, www.mckissickhealth.com. And
Come say hi. We'd love to see you.
yes,
Chat with you.
Yes, the whole team over at McKissick Health is amazing. So I hope to see you all later. I can't wait to hear how they turn out. And Sierra, thank you. I hope you have a great night, productive week. Amazing everything.
Yes. Thank you so much, you too. And thank you again, Meharry Wellness Club, for inviting me. This has been fantastic.
Yay. Thank y'all. Y'all be safe and have good nights and go out there and make so many wonderful, beautiful connections.
Take care, guys.